really didn't know like how positive an experience it would be. Like, Dave here, what a hard act to follow, right? Whoa! I'm just kind of low key, but the commitment I'll make to you today, I have 20 minutes. I'm doing what I can to diligently engage that. Typically, the presentation that we were going to do is about an hour to an hour and a half. We would have truncated it to 30 minutes, but it is more geared towards not necessarily startups, but businesses that aren't as mature. A lot of times people that are struggling a little bit, they need a little bit of help. It's a program designed by Google. I'm asked to volunteer by Google to do that presentation outreach to the community. What I'm going to do today with your blessing is to audible, okay? I'd rather go and talk to you about two things specifically that we think are extraordinarily significant from a digital marketing standpoint. I own a digital marketing agency, and the challenge when you're in a situation like this is, you don't want somebody to come in and pitch you on their services and this and that. No shoes need be thrown, no arms need be crossed. I'm here to give you information. If you decide to honor us with a consult, fabulous. If not, no issues at all. I want to give you something you can walk out of here with and say, okay, I understand something I didn't, and something that you can apply. Fair enough? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead. I took my normal presentation for Facebook and put it down to about 15 slides. But before we do that, I want to go into something and explain conceptually a few things. So the thing about digital marketing is that it is extremely targeted. Digital marketing just passed television marketing last month, about 46 versus 45 billion in total ad spend. It's the first time that's happened in history, and it happened over about a 5-year period. So it's a massive juggernaut, and it's targeted traffic, okay? So you can basically go and touch people that are very much more specific. It's no longer, 30 to 50 years old with this income in this area with a postcard. How to do that, however, is a very complex process. It's not simple. I want to explain a few concepts to you. I'm going to speak quickly. Please bear with me. But we're all familiar with what's called retargeting. This is when you go to buy those shoes and you don't buy them, and they follow you around the web for the next 3 months, or those golf clubs, right? Okay? Now, the point of retargeting is that it happens automatically. So there's a piece of code in your website for Google, and there's a thing called a pixel, which is very similar, a piece of code in your website or on a landing page or on a charity page or whatever the case might be, where if someone lands on it, you can then continue to go back to them, not only with a message, but with a specific message. So if you're a chiropractor and they come to the sciatica page, you can go back to them with a blip about sciatica. Your messaging can be very specific relative to the actions that they have taken to express an interest in giving A, B, or C. This is extraordinarily powerful for nonprofits. It's extraordinarily useful for business. By the way, Google has a nonprofit program where they give $10,000 per month in free Google advertising to charities that qualify. I got it for my church, for example. $10,000 a month in free Google advertising is pretty significant, okay? So you can retarget through Google, and you'll be on about 80 to 90% of the websites that people frequent, the top 4 million or whatever the case might be. Additionally, you can retarget, again, you've got the concept of retargeting, right? Through Facebook, where you'll have the banner ads in the side or in the columns or what have you. I'm going to give you just a couple quick examples. This is my own CNN page I just went to. I was looking at a substitute for the NetJets card, right? So these guys here, I went to their website, didn't do anything, didn't opt in, didn't give my email, but now they're following me around the web with this advertisement. I just rented a car from a private rental company similar to Airbnb called Turo. So here they are retargeting me, okay? Down here, they're retargeting me. If I went to Sports Center or I went to the Huffington Post or whatever else the case might be, I can assure you they would be there retargeting me as well. Now, the implications of this are pretty profound, because if someone has taken an action or moved in a direction, whether it be to read a blog post, to click on an ad, to go to your website, to do whatever the case might be digitally, they've expressed some level of interest, you can continue to follow up with them on an automated basis. A typical click for that advertisement, that banner ad, will be 15 to 20 cents. And you don't pay for it unless and until they click. So you could be following someone around every day for 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, not paying a dime for that unless and until it gets to the point where they're like, I do need to do that, or that is interesting, and they click. At which point they come back to the point that you direct them back to digitally on your site or whatever the case might be to a given offer, etc. Is everyone with me on the concept of retargeting? That's true on Facebook as well. That's absolutely correct. Now, Facebook is the most powerful marketing tool known to man in the history of man, the likes of which we've never seen. Facebook has 2,000 data points on every single person who uses it. The reason for that is because the Facebook pixel, which is what tracks you, never closes. So when you close your Facebook app on your phone or on your computer, Facebook isn't closed. They see every Google search that you do. They see every location that you go to. They see every ad that you're served. They see every article you read. They see every definition that you go to dictionary.com for. Everything that you do digitally is recorded. Now, you can close the Facebook app and log out of it, and that won't happen. But unless you log out, which if you've ever tried to log out of Facebook, is about a 4 or 5 step process, okay? That will all be recorded. So they know a tremendous amount about you, not to mention of everything that you've ever liked or shared or looked at. So the data points, like we looked at well, I'm going to talk to the Hotel Belvedere down in Baltimore. Some of you may be familiar with it. They do a lot of weddings. I can find people that are recently engaged, 30 days engaged, 60, 90, 6 months, 9 months, and 12 months engaged. Who, Facebook knows that they've been engaged those dates and that long based on what they fed into their Facebook profiles, right? That's an extraordinarily targeted market. And you can put advertisements or messaging, if you prefer, directly in front of them in their feeds, okay? That's how this looks. So let me just show you as an example here. I'm going to try to step aside. If I block your view, please pardon me because I'm not sure where to go and still manipulate the computer. Okay, so for example, here's a Facebook feed. This is my Facebook feed. And you see just normal posting. Okay? This is a sponsored ad. Everybody see that? Sponsored. It means it's an ad. Okay? Many of these are video. Video is extremely powerful. You can go ahead and look through here, and about every 10 or 12 or 13 posts or so, it's not too cluttered, right? So this looks just like your normal Facebook feed. Look at this. Here's another ad. Okay? Then I come down to another. Oh, pardon me. Okay? So this is clearly an ad here, right? They're using a graphic from Amazon because that's something you're familiar with. It has nothing to do with Amazon, but they're using it regardless. Now, interestingly enough, take a note of this. You see how that video starts playing automatically? 80% of the people that see a video ad read the captions. They never open it for sound. Facebook now automatically creates captions for that video ad. Okay? So you'll see a lot of people in Starbucks, they're not going to turn that on and listen to it, but they're still reading it. Okay? The reach for Facebook is profound and overreaching. There are 5 English-speaking countries, okay? Some would say 6. But bottom line is, you can go and do a tremendous amount with this. What I wanted to do was a very truncated version. I wanted to give you some concepts here. Okay, so if you'll bear with me. How am I doing on time?
Yeah, 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Okay, that'll work. Okay. So, what we'll do is, just very quickly, okay, Facebook, people say, well, I'm not on Facebook. Your friends, your family, your customers are. You have 66% of monthly Facebook users use it daily, typically 20 minutes a day. No one spends that on Google or any other website typically. Millennials, 91%. Active users in US and Canada, 167 million. 100 million hours of video daily on Facebook. 100 million hours. And Americans that use it monthly, 50.3%. I always have people say that it's only the young people that are using the Facebook, right? Okay, so the percentage of online adults, at least once a month, 72%. Internet users, 65 years and older, 45%. All U.S. senior citizens, 31%. 56% of U.S. residents use Facebook. And 57% of the millionaires in the United States are on Facebook. Okay? Now, what I want to impress upon you is that, of course, it's pretty large. There's 2 concepts that you have to understand about Facebook. You have warm audiences and cold audiences. A cold audience, by definition, is someone who doesn't know you, knows nothing about you. They're just scrolling through their Facebook feed and they see a thing for you as a personal injury attorney or your services as a plumber, whatever the case might be, right? Now, it's very difficult in today's world to take someone direct from an ad to a purchase, right? Boom, boom. Typical, it used to be about 7 touches. Now it's between 11 to 13 touches. You can do a tremendous amount of this on an automated basis, but the idea in today's market is to educate people, position yourself properly as an expert or as someone who is an authority on the subject, right? Help them, educate them, and their ability to build rapport with you, gain trust. People buy from those people that they know, like, and trust. Your ability to do that gives you a strong competitive advantage and also allows you to act with integrity, properly, professionally, and everything else. I'm sure everyone is already engaged in that process. It's just that you can use it to get them to you as well as using it to encourage them to do business when they meet with you. Everyone clear on the concept of that? Okay? So that's a cold audience. They haven't seen you. A warm audience are people who have either liked your Facebook page or, now listen to this, the friends and family or friends of friends that you have on a Facebook page. So if you have 1,000 people on your Facebook page or 100 people on your Facebook page, the average user has 350 people that they're connected to. So 100 people, right, gives you 35,000 other people that they're connected to that you can then push out information to. And it says, Bob Smith likes XYZ. Follow me? So there's an inherent social proof in that. Now, the level of sophistication that's present in the way the Facebook algorithm works, okay, you could also create what are called custom audiences. These are audiences that are geared specifically to your point and your message, in large case based on their activity. For example, anyone that's visited your website, okay, you can turn them into a custom audience, create that custom audience, and then continue to market to them directly, not with retargeting, but directly into their Facebook feed. Additionally, you can take your custom, now this is, we talked to someone recently, a gymnastics location. They had 93,000 clients. Emails, information, phone numbers, addresses, maybe not the email, maybe the phone number and the name. You can load that information up into Facebook, and about 70% of the time, you'll be able to match it to a Facebook account, which means you could take 10,000 people who you had names and addresses for, didn't have phone numbers for, didn't have emails for, push them in, and you could probably get about 7,000 of them then that you could market directly to in their feed in Facebook and put the messaging in front of them that you want. Additionally, you have people who have engaged with your content. Now, this is profoundly interesting. So, for example, a view, a click, not a view of a video, but a click on Facebook costs typically around 33 cents versus $3 to $4 with Google, as an example. And of course, you can use video. So you can have people, we just had a retreat center in northern Maryland, Cecil County. We ran a video. There was about 7,000 views on the video. It was a video of a virtual tour that we had done for them. It was about 7,000 views. 1,000 of them went the whole 4 minutes. 900 of them went 75%. A certain number of them went 50% of the way through the video. You can segment those people based on their level of interest and then continue to message to them directly, as an example. So the people that expressed a strong interest, you could go to them and make them an offer or invite them to a lunch and learn or whatever the case might be. The people that just watched a little bit, maybe you would give them additional content, additional information to make sure that they were able to get more familiar with what it is that you do. But you can segment them again based on their behavior and continue to target to them on that basis. Now, I'm going to give you a few examples in a moment of the kinds of results that you're able to get. So as I indicated, you can upload your customer file. Now, one of the interesting things about Facebook is that it allows you to do, that was the engagement piece, is create lookalike audiences. So of those people that came to the example I gave you, of those 10,000 people or 8,000 people that watched that video, we could take just those people that watched 75 to 100% of the video. Let's say it's 2,000 people. We can go to Facebook and we can say, we want 800,000 more people that look just like these people. Because they're a certain type of person who's expressed a certain type of interest. Facebook's algorithm is so sophisticated that it can match up those 2,000 data points and give me a lookalike for the kinds of people that have already responded and behaved in a way that indicates interest. That is profoundly powerful because it allows you to scale outwards in a way that's significant. I'm so glad that's not mine. rude of them to interrupt us, right? Right, so the idea behind a lookalike audience is you have an effective engagement, right? You identify people who have expressed interest. You can now find a bunch more people just like them. Now, also, Facebook does what's called audience insights. So, for example, we had a debt settlement company that had 100,000 customers. We took their customer list, we loaded it up into Facebook. Facebook analyzed it and told us we have 70,000 people that match up, and they have the following characteristics. And they gave us a demographic breakdown with 137 data points that defined the people who had already done business with this agency, with this individual, with this company. You follow me? So we were able to extract massive amounts of pooled data and get an extremely precise, very defined, clear understanding of who that client is. So now we can go ahead in all of our marketing efforts, not just that, but in all those marketing efforts, we found out some things that we had no idea that we would never have been able to figure out. And that was just using the Facebook data pool intelligently. We had an attorney that we did that for recently as well, and they found a tremendous number of things that they would not have intuitively understood. I'm going to give you some examples. I typically go over about 7. I'll give you about 2-3 examples of real-world, exact, honest-to-goodness processes. I want to stress that the way to best do this typically is to get people to express an interest. If it's 30 cents a click, 20 cents, 40 cents a click, and they just went to a blog post that explained, personal injury law, or that explained, the value of X, or how to 7 things never to do with Y, right? If they just simply click, the only people clicking are the ones that have an interest, right? So we're just simply paying to get them to raise their hand, and now we have their pixel. Now we start a retargeting campaign to them, which costs us nothing, again, until they click. Does that make sense? Okay? It's a much more sophisticated strategy than what you've probably been exposed to, but it's extremely powerful, it's automated, and it's very inexpensive, relatively speaking. It's not easy to do. Here's an example, okay? We sent traffic to a blog post. This is for a Lake Osity dentistry. The posts were not related to going to the dentist. The blog post was about a gift certificate offer, money off cleaning and polish, and an exam and an x-ray. But we weren't selling them right off the bat on X, Y, or Z. What we did was we created an ad that looked like this. It was about breakfast not just being the most important meal of the day for your stomach, but it has an effect on your dental health. So somebody that clicks on this to read the blog post, which looked like this, okay? If they clicked on this, they're interested in dental health. Pretty much, right? You're not going to click on it if you're not interested. Here was the blog post. Now we've gotten their pixel. We've gotten their ability to retarget them. We retargeted them with this ad, which was for a new patient gift certificate, $162, et cetera, et cetera. Here's the net results. Okay? In this case, they got 19 new patients. The cost per sign up per patient was $12.36. The average patient is worth between $1,200 to $3,200 for a $234 total ad spend. They got an easy 1,000% ROI with 1 to 2 of those 18 to 19 patients. Does that make sense? It beats throwing postcards into the mail, right? Or putting a half-page ad in the local XYZ journal, okay? It's very, very targeted. And that's the key point. Here's an orthodontist. Free iPad with new braces. We ran the ad to friends of friends, okay? Net results. This is what the ad looked like. They came in. Here's the opt-in for that ad. Free iPad mini with the braces treatment, okay? Results, they spent $1,350. We got 24 appointment requests, $13,000 cost of the iPads, lifetime value $6,000 per treatment, $144,000 total value, 1,100% return. Did they spend money? They did. They spent $14,000, $15,000. Okay, they made approximately $130,000 on that investment. We would consider that a healthy return, net, all things being equal, as business people. Okay, I'm giving you these as examples, not to try to impress you, but to impress upon you how powerful this tool is. You'll see it. This is our information. If you have any interest, we have a free consult. There's absolutely no sales dance. We will legitimately answer any questions. If you choose to do business with us, it will be because you ask us to give you some kind of information or offer. We will not try to pump that phone call. It just doesn't work. It's not how we do business, and it's contrary to everything that we believe is good and right about American capitalism. So I think I've 2 minutes over? Okay, thank you very much. The information is here for me.
Thank you so much. Rotarians, let's take it out. Like that's the thing do first. Second. Third. Fourth. And here at the Senior Center with the best breakfast in the history of the world.